Hey everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. You can see a hunky noodle boy just jumping down. I have been away all day working on designing cards. We got the monthly class design for September, and I got back, and the cats have been on me like glue. So there was one here, and one back there. And that's how we roll with kittens everywhere. So they might be hanging out in here with me, and you might get lots of kitten sightings. So we have a bunch of you here with us today. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's here. Hi, Nadja Dover. There's Linda Hunt. Hi, Faye Godby. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. There's Nancy Mole from the North Shore of Lake Erie. Whoop, whoop. Hi, Connie Moore. Hi, Debbie Gast. And there's Randy. Answer as well. Can you use a blending brush with Versamark and emboss parts of a stencil? Oh, I don't know. Like, my first answer is, well, why don't you give it a try? It's only paper, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But my first thought after that thought is, I don't know how well the embossing powder would stick to it. I think that when you ink up the Versamark and put it on the paper, it creates this tackiness for the powder to stick to. And when you use a blending brush and you're just going in between the areas in the mask, I don't know how well the embossing powder is going to stick to it. That would be my first thought. But it doesn't hurt to try it on a piece of scrap paper, right? Give it a whirl. Hi, Sherry Stewart. Hi, Nancy M. Oh, has anyone tried that? That's Nancy again. No worries. How was it? Hi, Deborah Simonson. It was a nice look. Just make sure you clean the stencil right away with hot soapy water. So Sherry Stewart is saying, yes, go for it. I'm curious to hear how well it sticks to it. If you get it inkied up and gooed good and give it something for the embossing powder to stick on, then yes, it should work. Hi, Mary Carls. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's bright and beautiful. Let me just show you guys. It's really, the sun is shining bright. Look at that wood pile. Tyler would be so proud that I'm showing you the wood pile. We have a wood-burning fireplace, and he likes to collect wood so that we have that heat for the winter instead. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Hi, Deb Norman. All right. Who else do we have? Hi, Ann Bellinger and Lynn Beasley. Hello, Snowy Mom from Missouri. There's Jolene. Yay. Hunky sighting. Yes, right off the bat. And there's Shelly Cooper. Hi, Mary Lemke. Can you use blenders on vellum? You sure can. Absolutely. You can use blenders, like stamping blends, are permanent markers, so you can definitely color on vellum with them. Hi, Jean Shoot. So we got the tutorial all done, and I'll tell you, I didn't proofread it with a fine-tooth comb before sending it to you this morning. And since I've sent it out, Karen Wetstein has proofread it, and she's got a couple things. So I think what I'm going to do, for those of you who are signed up to do this class with me, the PDF tutorial is not bad. And I think we can talk through most things, but I think what I'll do is I'll send a revised version either tonight or tomorrow to give you guys a good clean copy. Hi, Jamie Kirkpatrick. I think there was 3 things in my mind when I read them. They weren't that far off, so I don't think it would affect the quality of the cards, and especially for those people who got kits, it's not going to affect you at all. It's if you go to reproduce the cards, then and if you're following the measurement precisely from the tutorial, then we'll get that sent out to you and cleaned up. So it wasn't crazy, just minor. So I'm going to do roll call. I have my book in front of me, and it's open. So I just realized this morning when I went to email everybody who signed up for this class, when I went to email you, I realized that I had never sent the original email. Don't ask me how or why. All I think I know is I was on my way out the door to go camping, and I tried to get everything done that I would normally do that first week of August. I had to have it done before I left, and it was a rat race. So I went to go, because I always piggyback the email, thanking everybody for taking the class, and here's the PDF tutorial. I always take the email that I originally send, and that has all the information in it. And I went to go grab that email this morning, and it wasn't there. So I found the thank you email that was staged, but that didn't help me. So quick this morning before I left to go up by Jay, I sent that email first, and then I could piggyback. So you guys got a couple emails from me this morning. Hi, Donna Palazzola. Whoop, whoop. Very minor changes. And let's see here. I sent back an updated version. Oh, thank you so much, Jolene. That means all I have to do is I'll print it to PDF and then I'll re-upload it in the Hive and send it off right away, guys. So we made 96 of this class because I thought that this class would sell like hotcakes, and it did. We have 63 people who are on the class list for it tonight. I still have 26 left, I think. And so Judy Immel was here last night, and she was trying to tell me that she didn't see it published. And I'm like, well, it's on my calendar, on my events website, on my Cards by Crispy. I said, it's on the Facebook. And then I said, well, I think I emailed it. And so I think what's happening is she never saw the email. And that should have been my clue last night to go look. And I just had other things working on, right? So that's what happened. So I'm glad that she kind of mentioned that. And that kind of made me think, yeah, I'm not going to keep finding it in my email. So I do have 63 people that I'm going to read off your names. And thank you so much for taking this class with me. You either got it free with an order or you paid for the class. This is an either or class. And for those people that are watching class tonight, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how did I miss out on this class? Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have 26 left, which is more than I want to have at this moment, but that's okay. I know that these are pretty cards, and if it's a year from now and I have maybe 2 left, it'll be okay. Because these cards that we're gonna be making tonight, they're flowers, they're pretty, they're classic, they're timeless, and everything's all prepped and ready for you. So anybody who places an order in the future that's looking for a great class to get, this is one of them. So I have a few new people that just started placing orders with me, and they said to surprise them with classes. So this is probably going to be the one that I surprise them with. So yes, you need to invoice me for August. I sure do. I have Jean. I have I postponed my Share, Create, Inspire to next week. And my burgers class, they decided that they were too busy to get together. And so we pushed that out to next month. And I sat at my computer the entire day yesterday. And do you think I made a dent in anything? I feel like I didn't. I got lots of things done. And I know I got back to people because there are people I have lots of stuff. I probably have 40 sent emails, but I didn't get through everything. And the ones that require a little bit more homework and looking up, and that you guys, when I do, I'll like process something for somebody, it's not like just 2 minutes, right? It's not just a minute. It's usually looking up things and calculating things and logging it in places and then pulling the card kits. It can sometimes take like 30 minutes for one person, which is no problem. I'm not complaining, but you can't get everybody done in a day. so Jean, you were absolutely somebody I did not get done yesterday. I did not get to your emails. I did not get to consolidating. And there's Susie Van Later too, and Brenda Watson, and then Linda Etchison. There are people on the back of my mind that I'm like, I need to get to them. So I have an appointment tomorrow morning, and then at some point tomorrow I'm going to work on emails again, and on Saturday I'm going to work on emails again, and little by little I'm going to keep picking at them. And people who have told me that they are okay waiting a little bit, like Jean, you've mentioned it. I that is my my valid reason to like, not save you for the end, but know that you're okay with being towards the end. So then you say that all the time, no rush. So I really appreciate that. Put it on your September order, no rush. Okay, which is perfectly great. And I can absolutely do that. I still need to figure it all out. So, all right, without further ado, the roll call for tonight. Sandy Coy Emery, Trisha Fagley, Janice Ormiston, Vicky Rodriguez, Mary Rita Vessels, Barbara Godby, Becky Gandolfo, Andy Acquisto, Kathy Showalter, Deb Norman, Vera Anderson, Jean Terwilliger, Kelly Gibson, Patty Randolph, Leslie McMinn, Sarah Mitchell, Barbara Rudolph, Donna Grushke, Shelley Cooper, Brenda Cottrell, Francis Rodriguez, Linda Rios, Debbie Blau, Faye Godby, Mindy Hall, Laura Sullivan, Karen Woods, Susan Bellamy, Joanne Kahn, Joanne Naples, Jeannie Parker, Sherry Everett, Mary Carls, Cindy Bruntree, Phyllis Oderman, Julie Bontranger, Sheila Roberts, Cheryl Bowe, Bo. I want to say Bowie, but it's Bo. From what I remember, because I always want to say it wrong. So Marilyn Edens, Lynn Marcotte, Julie Damaris, Mary Lemke, Patty Wright, Doris Munson, Angelique McClendon, Feline Mays, Maria Gilbertson, Linda Scott, Linda Hunt. Isn't it odd how you always hear Linda Scott and Linda Hunt together? I don't know how that always happens. Karuna, Stacy Tan, Ellen Brover, Sue Esworthy, Rose Garibaldi, Nedra Dover, Marisha Roberts, Wendy Kruger, Donna Palazzola, and her sister, who I haven't gotten the privilege of knowing her name yet. Someday, Donna, you'll have to let me know what her name is so I can say her name for classes. Kathy Crumpton, brand new. Yay, Kathy. And Barbara Tyler said that she most likely will pick this class, so I put her name in the book already. And so everybody, if I've got your name in the book, that means that I've got a set of cards accounted for you. And if you think you signed up, we need to double check it on your end and my end. And there's a reason why it's a problem to get your card kits. I have lots of them left. But by doing the roll call, it helps you understand, like, oh man, she didn't say my name. I thought I took this class. And then we either find out that you thought you did and you didn't sign up, or you thought you signed up and you should have signed up and I should have put you on my list and I didn't, right? There's a lot of moving pieces. So, and I'm amazed, you guys, at how the wheel keeps spinning. The world keeps spinning, but the wheel keeps spinning. So I'll come back later. I think there were about 12 people who placed orders to get the class for free. And so we'll do a random number generator for that. My phone. So a couple of things I want to just chat about before we get going into class. I'm glad a lot of you are here with us. There are 4 cards that we're going to make tonight that are absolutely gorgeous. I also have the September monthly cards that I'm going to share with you. And I have the July customer swap cards I want to share with you. And I might do that on the front end here. But Kelly and I worked at the computer yesterday together, side by side, for about an hour and a half. And we worked on what we hope is going to be the ticket for helping streamline class signups for us. So I know not everybody enjoys using Google registration form. And for those people that are not necessarily big Google registration form users, because we've been doing it now for about a couple years, signing up for events with me and signing up for raffle tickets and signing up for different things. And it has been very, very beneficial for the two-tone cardstock share, for the cardstock share, for the suite share. It puts all of your registrations into one localized spot, which is so much easier for me to manage than having some responses in emails, some responses in text messages, some responses in a phone call. Some people come and tell me personally. Some people instant message me. Some people tell a friend to tell me, right? So there's so many ways that registrations come in, and it's I hate making mistakes. You guys, if you know me a little bit a lot, I'm kind of like borderline perfectionist, maybe type A, OCD, I don't know. I like things right. And when I find out I've done something incorrect or one of my helpers has done anything, I stew on it for too long and I feel bad about it. And I've learned to let that go a little bit, and I've had to. But with the registrations, I've had twice now in the last, since August 1st, I've had a couple people where I thought I was signing them up in the right spot in my book, and I put them in the wrong spot, and they got the wrong class, and they were willing to take it, but I still got to get them in the right class, and it all works out. Always does. And remember, Naughty Nancy would always say, it's just paper. And it is, at the end of the day, it's just paper. But what we're trying to do is streamline. So Carissa's kind of transitioned away. So Carissa was a godsend, and I was blessed to have her help when I did. And now that she's rocking and rolling with her classes, and she's engaged and planning a wedding, she had to take a step back from helping me with my class enrollments, which is great. I'm all for that, and she gave me enough warning. And the struggle has been a little bit harder for the last month, but we're making our way through it. And she's still helping me with other things, which is great. But I don't have her helping manage the CBC enroll@gmail.com email, which is fine. Like, well, that's great. It was good, and we're going to keep that email address because there are still going to be people that are going to email me. What we did, though, Kelly and I sat, because Kelly is going to help transition into this as soon as we can possibly get her up to speed, right? So it's still it's on me for right now. But I hate forgetting things and I hate missing things. And so the goal with doing this Google registration form, and Kelly talked about it on her live a little bit yesterday. Well, she did Paper Pumpkin class yesterday. We're hoping that this streamlines it, and we're going to do this on a monthly basis. So this is not paying for classes necessarily. This is just letting us know what you want, how many you want, basically. And that's the other thing I may have missed in the notes section. We're going to have to add, if you guys said, like, so Donna got 2 of this class, one for her and one for her sister. So, and they're both mailing to her. And there wasn't a spot to put multiples of the same class. So I just had so we were looking for beta testers to help us test the system. And hi Nashua, Jean said, I think I have this one as an order-based class. I could have sworn maybe I didn't say your name, but Jean, shoot, you would be on the list. If it's in your list, I'll catch it. I'll absolutely catch it, and I'll add you to it then. So, and Sue Smith is your sister. Perfect. So that's an easy name to remember, Sue Smith. So what I'm hoping you guys, so, and I hate to keep leading you down one path and then down another path, but we're finding the happy medium and happy home for how this is going to work the best. Oh, look at me with all these lights on me. I see the sun is coming down. 1 second, you guys. So I'm going to try to do that. Okay. So I'm hoping that with a little training and showing you guys how easy this will work, that you can help me do a registration. And I know that Sandy Coyemery and Susan Bellamy both have already done it and completed their registrations for September. And I asked them first because they had already emailed the CBC Enroll. And I said, hey, would you guys mind testing this for me and seeing how it works? And so I want to just show you what it is that we created so that when you, in the next week or so, we're going to try to transition to this already for the September signups so that you guys can send it through that way. I originally talked about doing my showcase with everybody next Thursday, and I realized that I am in Appleton all day. I'm going to be working on designing cards with a friend, and we have 5 cards left, and our goal is to get the last 5 escape cards done next Thursday. So that means on Friday is when I plan to do the showcase showdown, all right? And I'm planning to double whammy it on Friday. You guys are going to get a little bit of lives from me. I'm planning to do the showcase for one portion of the day, either the morning or the afternoon, probably the morning, and then break for lunch, and then I'm going to come in the afternoon. I know Nancy Moles asked me probably 3 times, when am I going to show off all my Happy Mail? My plan is to do a Happy Mail showcase in the afternoon, and I think that will probably take at least an hour, hour and a half. But I have, hello, Mindy Hall. Hello, Feline Mays. You haven't put in your order for September yet, and that's okay. Just hold tight because I'm going to show you what we got here. Hi, Donna Grucci said, don't forget. You almost forgot. Oh, I'm glad you didn't forget. So I want to do this Happy Mail showcase in the afternoon so that you guys can see all these cards I've been getting in since June. It's been a long time. And I've got a bag full and a bag full and a pile here and a pile there, everywhere a pile. Oh, McDonald had a farm. Old Christine had a hive full of cards. EI. Oh, okay. So, oh, yeah. So lots of good stuff, though. So I want to show you this really quick because I think this will be a pretty amazing thing if you guys can help us with it. Sorry, I have a tickle. So I have a Google form. It's going to be called Registration with Cards by Christine. So it's registering for anything and everything that we have coming up in the following month. And I'm going to share this link with everybody really soon, and know that most people will wait to fill out the link until after the showcase is done, because then you can decide. And also by then, we also have all the pictures and the cover photos in. So let me just drop down and show you what I mean. So, and if you're looking at it from in your phone, there'll be a link which takes you into this registration with Cards by Christine. And it says, what would you like to get in September? And once completed, if you would like to add or remove anything, you're going to have to email the CBC Enroll, right? Because you're going to fill out this one time, and then you're pretty much done with registration. And then anything after that, then you'll just have to let us know. So you put your email in, your first name, last name, phone number, the email address that you want to use for correspondence. And the reason I put that there is because some people have to use their Google email address here for using the form. And then down here, that's not necessarily the email address that they use for correspondence. And so that's why we have that email. And then your mail. So then this is what Kelly's going to work on updating for me. We're going to have the cover photo here. So Susan Bellamy said to me it was a lot easier knowing what classes you're picking because everything's kind of spelled out with the cover photo. So we'll have ink, paper, scissors. And then once Kelly's got the cover photo, it'll be here for Autumn Toil. And then would you like to add the IPS class? Yes, with kits mailed. Yes, with porch pickup. Yes, with in-person, or no, right? So that's going to produce a column for me, and I'll be able to see what you want. And then do you want the sweet bundle class called Gathering Together? And the same 4 options. You pick one. And then let's just stamp. Do you want the amber autumn trees? Oh, that's what we called it. Amber autumn trees. I need to tell that to Kelly because I couldn't remember. Hang on. me copy that really quick because I couldn't remember what we called it. So, and then do you want the LJS? Then do you want the monthly September class? Okay, so then do you want the Technique Club class with Rose? Okay, then do you want the Kellogg Lunch Fun Fold? So it runs through all the classes first. And then it asks, please indicate if you plan to place an order for any of the classes to get them for free, right? That will help us to plan, and it would be which ones that you plan to place orders to get for free. So I can watch for those orders. And then would you like to add any past classes or events to this registration? And you can find the past classes at this link here. And then you could just type out what you want, because after watching the showcase, you might see some past classes and you can just add anything there. This is also where you could add if you would like multiples of a class. So let's say you're Donna Palazzola and you want to get a card class for your sister. And so you would say, you could put, I'll change the verbiage a little bit, but she would say, I would like 2 of the sweet class instead of just 1, right? So I'll look at the answer and see that. And then there's additional offerings in September. Do you plan to attend the Autumn Creative Escape? All right, yes, no, all of the above here. Do you want to add on the OE DSP sampler or the mini catalog DSP sampler? Do you want to add on any product shares? Would you like to add any suite shares? Would you like to order the version of the Beekeeper's Guide 3 from my printer or not? And then I don't think we're missing anything, but if we're missing something and somebody says to me, well, what about this? I need to get it in here really fast, okay? And then there's a section on shipping. And would you like option 1, 2, or 3? So we're doing dual shipments in September, once in the beginning of the month with classes and once at the end of the month with the escape. But some people might want to hold off on getting the classes in the beginning and just have everything ship afterwards near, like, I think September 22nd. And some people might be in person or porch pickup. And then there's a payment section here about how can you send payment, all the different ways. And then please indicate how you plan to send payment. And then where can you find me, how to contact me. And then it shows you who you're shopping with, right? So you, in case you get confused halfway through because there's too much stuff to look at and you're like, I don't even know who it is I'm shopping with. And at least there's a picture of me at the bottom that shows you, oh, yeah, you're shopping with Christine. Okay, so that is a little bit of what we're hoping will help Kelly transition into the role of knowing how to sign people up for what. And ultimately then after you've completed your registration, that is our indicator that you wanna to get classes from us. We'll tally everything up, and because people get lots of multiple things, what we can do is reduce shipping. And then we didn't put any prices out on any of the stuff because we don't want anybody calculating their own amounts and then guessing how much to send and then it not being correct, and then it's over or it's under, and then that's a nightmare, and I hate nightmares. So, okay, looks like just one Google form for everything. Yes, and so the ultimate goal is you'll go to that link when you know what you want to take in September and you fill it out. Now let's say you think you only want to take 1 class in September and you fill out the form and you're done. You have 2 options. I guess you could go fill out the form again for the other class. Like, let's say you decide you want to take a 2nd class. Great. Fill out another form or just email us and at the CBC Enroll, and we can go on the back end and update your enrollment to have what you want. So we're hoping that all of this information comes in to like one spreadsheet, and then from there we can get it into my purple book, and then we can get it into our shipping spreadsheet, and that we don't mess things up. Not that, like, we do that often, you guys. I think out of all of the thousands of card kits that we sent out 30,000 card kits alone last year, right? And that probably equates to 8,000 classes that got purchased. I have to say probably only 15 at most had any hiccups or issues, which, and I remember all of them. So, and 3 of them were from the post office not shipping it properly to whoever was supposed to get it, right? So, hi, Jean Turbolegger. So we're hopeful that this works. If you are somebody that is like, no, I am not going to do this, I would rather not take classes with her if I have to do this, please reach out to me. I do not want this to be a hindrance of you getting awesome card kits from us. If that is the case, we will hold your hand and make it happen, and Kelly will be able to help on the back end. Now, we're hoping that only 1 to 5% of the people are like that need the extra little hand-holding, and if that's the case, then we would revert back to the old having you send an email to CBC Enroll, but we're hopeful then we're manually adding that in ourselves, which we're fine to do it 1Z, 2Z, 3Z, 4Z, maybe 5Zs, but if there's 100 people that want to do that, then that's hard. And that's we have about 150 to 200 people that take classes from us on a monthly basis. So we're trying to manage everybody's enrollments and their classes properly so that you guys aren't disappointed at all. We want to delight you. We don't want to disappoint you. So we're hoping that this is the answer to our prayers. So yay. Hi, Cindy Runtree. Thanks for sharing. So I hope it all makes sense. And I hope, so there'll be a new form every month then. And we'll always have that form done prior to the showcase. And that form will always have the cover photos put in it so that when you're doing your registration, you know what you're signing up for. So is there an ad hoc class? Will that be listed in the form? It sure will be. And I had it right here. I'll show you really quick, Feline. So what will happen in this form, the classes will always be in this order. It'll always be ink, paper, scissors with the name of it. It'll always be then the Sweet Bundle class. And then we're always going to have Let's Just Stamp, then the monthly class, and then Rose's class. Those, the technique class. Those are the 5 classes that are core that we do every month. And then after that would be any ad hoc. So like in this case, the catalog launch fun folds class is the ad hoc. If it's a Stamp-a-Stack, there will also have an option down here of, yes, I want to go kits, but mailed with Be Happy Stamper pricing or non-Be Happy. So that's all going to be updated. Every month we're going to create a new form that's going to be tailored and specific to the future month, the next month that's coming up. Sounds like a lot, but it makes it easier for you. Why not? Right, Debbie Gass? Hi, Karen Stake. I agree. And so with the hard part, it took us an hour and a half to create this template for this registration form. That's done. Now next month, all we've got to do is change the names of the classes, swap out the cover photos, make sure it'll take 20 minutes probably to redo this form every month. And then I think as long as everybody knows what to do and gets, and there's like with anything, when you transition to something different, change is hard. I get it. And I hope like this change is not anything crazy that makes anybody want to cry. So yay. All right. So yeah. So why not? So Kelly and I were on the same wavelength when I knew that we were transitioning from Carissa working on the enrollments to Kelly working on the enrollments with helping me. Kelly and I were on the same wavelength. Like, how can we kind of semi-automate this so that everything's coming into one spot? So you're still going to receive emails from me. So after you complete the registration form, then what's going to happen is we'll see it, we'll log it, and then Kelly will prepare or I will prepare the email like you've normally been getting. And it will most likely, as of right now, it's going to come from my chrismbertram@msn.com email address because that's the email address I work out of 100% of the day. So yeah, so that's how that'll work. All right. Yes, you guys are flexible. You got it. Exactly. What if you buy Stampin' Up! Products from you to get a class for free? How do you add that to the form? So that's where Connie, so there are going to be little nuances, right? You might decide tomorrow that you want to place an order to get a class for free and you don't know what class you're going to get for free, what it is. So it's going to be to the best of your ability of letting me know. The ideal thing, the ideal situation for me is when you, Connie, place an order and anybody else places an order that qualifies to get the free class. So you're placing that $60 order to get a free class. Once you place your order, for you to send me personally, chrismbertram@msn.com or the Christine@cardsbycrisby.com. It doesn't matter, whichever one. Well, however you normally email me, but to email me, because when you take the email that you get from Stampin' Up, and if you could forward it to me and say, hey, I just placed an order to get a class for free. This is the order, and I don't know what class I want yet. Fine, that's good. I will go into my spreadsheet and I'll put a question mark next to your name, and then I will wait for you to tell me what class it is that goes with that order. And you might say, I know I want this class for free with this order. Great. I will put it in my purple book and I'll be done and we'll move on from that order, right? So that happens throughout the month. So this is not going to be your only correspondence with me throughout the month. You guys, I talk to a lot of you all the time. It seems like all the time, right? So there is a section here, Connie, though, that has on here, it says, please indicate if you plan to place an order to get any of these classes for free with a minimum order. Please contact Christine at cardsbycrisby.com after placing your order to let her know your order is in for the classes. So then you would check, I don't think I can because I'm in the editor form, but you would check which ones you were planning to place. Now, that's going to let me know what you're thinking of getting for classes to get for free. And then once you place your order, it still is the best thing to let me know what you want to get for free. Now, we're crafters. We can change our mind at any point, right? And we punt and we adapt. So you might think, oh man, I think I'm going to place an order to get that class for free. I just told her I'm going to get I'm going to place an order to get that class for free. And then you say, nah, I'd rather just pay for it. That's okay. I don't care. I am very easygoing and flexible. I just need to know how you plan to do things. And as long as you tell me how you want things changed, that's where it's going to be important for you to say, hey, I no longer plan to place an order for that class. I no longer plan to place an order for that class to get it free. I'm going to pay for it. How much do I owe? Like, it's all good. So yeah, we'll figure it out. So, hi Mimi, late again, and we'll catch the beginning on replay. Perfect. We haven't even started yet, I'll be honest with you. So, hi Carrie White. So maybe I missed it. Will there be a spot for us to order extra from previous month? There is a spot. There's an open field text box spot where you can list out all you want. We left it as one question, an open paragraph, so that you can say, I would like to get the Winter Creative Escape. I'd like to get the monthly class from whatever month it's available. There's an open paragraph for you to fill it out. Sorry, late to the show. I love these cards. Great. Very good. Hi, Michelle Forn. I'm happy you made it back safe and sound. So Michelle came from Pennsylvania for the big celebration this past weekend. You guys, it was awesome. Very, very awesome. We had over 100 people. I believe I talked about it on my Let's Just Stamp class that I had on Monday afternoon. The one thing that I hadn't done, though, on Monday afternoon when I went live is I hadn't watched the live that Kelly did. So you guys, I want to point this out. If you haven't seen this live yet, it really showcases. So I had a few people that reached out to me that asked to be included in the event. And I had Kelly go do a live. So you guys, I don't know if you're on your phone, if it looks like this or not, but you can see all of the videos from my channel. So like Cards by Christine is my channel, right? And let me see here. When I click here, when you go here, it has my lives. And when you scroll down, it has 2 here in my view. You can't see this, but you can see 1. You can see the video that Kelly did. Kelly did a 10-minute video. I just watched it on my way home from Appleton. I had it up on, then I just kind of listened to it in the background. So I was watching my driving. Don't worry about it. Okay. I was all good. I was kind of like listening. Kelly did a phenomenal job showing off. So in case anybody missed that, it's on the public Cards by Christine YouTube channel. Anybody can go in and watch it. It's like 10 minutes. And Kelly did a fabulous job going around showing everybody what was going on. I printed off about 600 or 700 pictures from the last 12 years of my life that involved stamping and family that were there and put them up. Kelly showed off a lot of that. And then the food and the family and the friends, and it was really good. So, and Kelly she included a lot of verbiage, which was awesome. She almost brought tears to my eyes. It was really close. Yes. And so then, like, I did an unlisted video sharing my speech that I gave, which it ended up being 32 minutes. I had a captivated audience, and so I took advantage of that. And somebody who does speaking on the radio and is a public speaker more than I am, he was amazed that the room stayed quiet for that whole 32 minutes. And they really didn't say a peep because they were listening. And I did have a captivated audience, which was amazing. And I got to speak what was going through my mind. And I watched about half of that now. And I think it was all right. I think it was good. So I did send that link to that unlisted YouTube video out to my community on, I believe it was Monday. Sometime Monday or maybe even Tuesday. And if you didn't get that and you'd like to hear it or listen to it or watch it, just send me an email. And when I can, I'll reply back with the link. But that's another incentive for, get signed up for my emails, and then you'll be part of the community. You hear what's going on. It was good. Yes, she did a really good job. I listened to your speech and it was awesome. Thanks, Karen Woods. Yeah, it's always hard listening to yourself and watching yourself. You guys, I do not go back and ever watch any one of my videos. Not even, I can't even say twice. Maybe once I went back and I cringed. Oh, the one I went back on is the one from December where I was on mute for about 2 or 3 minutes before, I think, Angelique called me and told me, and you guys were calling me, I listened to a little bit of that one, and that was just funny. So, but yeah, I don't generally go back and listen to myself. So it's hard watching and listening to yourself, but I'm okay with it. So far, so good. So I didn't say or and too many times. You could feel the love in the room. Yay. So, all right. So those are some public service announcements that I want to share with you. It was primarily on the registration process. It will be okay. I know there are going to be people that are going to have the hairs on the back of their neck stand up, or they're going to get shiver me timbers because they are just so not into the electronics or the technology or the forms on the Google. And those people, I'm talking to you. Don't fear, because we will help you figure it all out, and you will still, I'm not going to push people away by doing this new process from getting classes from me. All right. So my goal is to make sure that we just streamline it as much as possible and we get a process in place. Thanks, Faye. I was asked to speak at a business event last weekend, and that was an immediate no for me. I would pass out. Okay. So just a 2-second note on that, Jamie Kirkpatrick. You would think that I could speak in public very well, or like without fail, or very easily, or it doesn't faze me. I did my grandma's obituary apart with my brother and my dad back in June. And I'll tell you, it makes your heart pound really hard and fast. It makes you almost want to pass out. It makes you thirsty. Your mouth. And it's like, and I've had Parley Pro in high school. I was part of the FFA, so we had to do public speaking for that. It's hard when it's not something that you're normally used to talking about. And I can talk to you guys, no problem. I don't ever get nervous going live here. But when I did a live for Jenna, for her stamp camp, and I had to do a live for her, I was nervous. My hands were shaking. And this was just last year. And so what Tyler gave me a piece of advice, because I was already getting worked up on Saturday night of this past week, thinking about giving this speech, which I only thought was going to be 5 minutes, right? I never had any idea it was going to be 32 minutes. But I was getting worked up, and Tyler's like, why are you nervous? Like, what is the deal? I'm like, I'm speaking in front of people. It's not easy. He's like, but they're all your friends. They're all your people you know. Like, why are you nervous? Why are you worked up? Because you don't want to make a mistake, and you don't want to say something wrong, and you don't want to lose your place where you're reading off notes and bullet points. And he's like, well, it's not like there are a bunch of scary bears running after you in the forest. Like, this is fine. You got this. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess, yeah, you're right. So I opened up my speech. If you guys go back and listen to it, or if you listen to the first time, saying that out loud really helped me. I looked around the room and I said, yeah, you guys aren't a bunch of scary bears running after me in the woods. I don't need to be nervous. And that, like, saying that out loud calmed me down, like, almost instantly. And it kind of gave me something to, like, joke with people about, because they're like, yeah, we're not bears. Yeah. So it really helps. So Jamie, I can completely understand how you feel. It is not my number one thing to do on a daily basis is to do public speaking. All right. No. Now I can do training in front of people as long as I know what I'm training on. I don't get nervous on that, but it's speaking. Yes. So yes, I saw Hunky Noodle. Oh, he's right here. Yes. Hunky Noodle went to town riding on a pony. He stuck a feather in his cap and he called it macaroni. Yes, that's our Hunky Noodle boy. All right. Are you guys ready to make some cards? I know you are. We did this class yesterday. Last night, I had a few people. I had 7 people here last night. They loved the cards. And I had the class last weekend, I think on Saturday, and Michelle was here for it from Pennsylvania. Yay. And so very pretty cards. Again, if you missed signing up to get kits for this class, just know I do have tons of them. In my mind, 26 is tons of them, which eventually we'll work our way through. Hi, Sherry. We're just really literally getting started on card making. We talked a lot on the front end. So we're going to start working on these. You guys should have, oh man, I didn't share with you. Oh, do you guys want, I got a delay here for 2 seconds. So we worked on the cards for the September monthly class, and I just got to show you what they are. All right. This one is your beautiful pumpkins. Beautiful pumpkin. I think of beautiful people, beautiful pumpkins. And I don't have anything stamped on the inside because my stamp set actually arrived and it had a defect on the pumpkin I was going to stamp here. So they're sending me a new one. But here's one. Okay, sorry, more fall cards, but really pretty fall card. So all you need is a sentiment on that one. So this is, again, the September monthly. So as I'm getting card classes designed, we are showing them to you. This one is for my dad. He loves his Ford New Holland tractors. And I will make extra of this one so that I can give this to him. And you can make it your birthday. You can make it not Christmas, birthday, thinking of you. And all the die cutting will be done for you. And what you would need are some sentiments for on it. But you don't have to own the Tractor and Company bundle or stamp set or dies or anything to get to this one in your kit. We'll have all of it done. My helpers are going to be geared up and ready to go. And I'm starting to think that maybe that's supposed to be the smaller tire. I gotta look at that because that looks like super gigantor rims on a little baby tire. So I'm gonna look at that. But anyways, you get the gist. It's a Ford New Holland tractor card for honoring my dad. And then this one, I just talked to Kelly about it. We're gonna change it up slightly. It's generally gonna stay the same, but Kelly came and she's like, oh, it's a lot of crushed curry, which I get and I agree. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna remat it so that the crushed curry is a matte, and then we're gonna make it be vanilla and then embossed, and then we'll have yellow for the petals and then brown for the middle. And so this is ultimately the card. We're not gonna change up much of it. It's going to be featuring that new sunflower embossing folder, but we're going to tone down the curry a little bit. So just stand by on that. You'll see the updated final version for the showcase next week, but ultimately this is what we have for the September. And again, in the camera, this looks like too much yellow. And now that I look at it, it's like, oh man, it's really yellowy. At the moment we were like, oh, it's probably okay. But Kelly had a great idea and we're just going to mat it on. And then the vanilla will make it more cheerful. And then you'll be able to color your petals with ink and then your middle part with ink as well. And then you'll be able to do green leaves down here. So yeah, so that's the September monthly class. That is 95% done. Close, but not there yet. And then you guys, I thought I'd share with you really quick too. We did the mystery card on Monday night, so don't forget to watch that. And then I have, so here's the sunflower card. So this is the customer swap for the month of July, actually. So I don't know whose this is, actually. Maybe it says right here, actually. Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin. So she used the sunflower embossing folder, so you can get a look to see how big that folder really is. It's really cool. Forever Loved, and then Forever Remembered. And she's got a little baby bee on here, super cute. So this folder does amazing things where you don't really need to add a lot to it to make a pretty card, right? So that's one. And then this guy is... Jean says she also needs a red tractor. Oh, man. Oh, so I probably threw people for a loop with the blue tractor. So my dad is a Ford New Holland guy, and then there's International Harvester, which is the red, and then you have your John Deere green. And so I had to do blue for my dad. And now I don't know. Red would look good on there too. Red would actually be very patriotic. So, so I don't know how I'm going to make that work though. So I'd have to have the helpers do some red and some blue, and then I don't know who would get what. But oh, Anna loves the gold card. Yeah, isn't that good? It's very good. Okay, we're gonna go back here. So this one comes to us from No Name. It's a gatefold, and it uses the Mary Lemke. Is this one yours? Is this possibly yours? It uses the Storybook Moments dies and Floral Delight. And then this one is from Elaine Rebeck. And she used the Country Blossoms embossing folder, I think, from a few years ago. And then the Everyday Happiness. There was some designer paper, Hues of Happiness. And then the scalloped oval rounds. And she made a birthday card. Perfect. Some glitter paper on the inside. And then this one comes to us from Leslie McMinn, Shamrock, Texas. Yeah, Michelle wants a purple tractor. I love it. Oh, Michelle, I was upstairs and I found a purple popcorn maker. And I thought to myself, I need to send this to you. I don't know if you eat popcorn, though. So we've got the, mixed label dies and then Unbounded Love sentiment. And then she cut out the rectangles to make a little frame. Very cool. Very pretty. That is from Leslie McMinn. Oh, she's got even the notes here. Misty Moonlight Cloud Cover Basic White Unbounded Love Gallery Blooms Bundle. That's where the frame is from. Mixed labels. The sunflower. Oh, you guys, look at that. It's the sunflower embossing folder back there. Very cool. And then Moonlight ink, cloud cover ink, the 1/4 inch ribbon, and then flat pearls. Perfect. And then this last one is, I think if I had to guess, this is Ellen Brover. And then this was Mary Lemke, because both we had Ellen and Mary in part of the swap. So you have a heart of gold, and then it's using the paper that is from I have like 1 ink paper scissors or 3 ink paper scissors left. It was December of 2 years ago. I just artistically made, something like that. Words are hard on that one. I can't quite remember. Okay, so back to cards. Am I supposed to remember? Yes, Mary. I think it's yours. I'm going to say it was yours. Okay, so go to your card kits, you guys. We have Florals in Bloom in a little cellophane wrapper, just like that. And this is your golden ticker. It is very versatile. That was the first class I bought from. Yeah, so art. It wasn't artistically inked. Gosh, you guys, it's something majestically made. So, you know how I know things is because I can go back. This is how I have to do this, because it was December of 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Right here, December of 2023, and it was ink, paper, scissors, masterfully made. Okay, I knew it was something with made, right? And I knew it was a longer word on the front end, but masterfully made is that ink, paper, scissors from December. I have like 2 left of those. I was late. Did she do roll call? I did. Cindy, I did it way in the beginning, and you were on there even twice, actually. I said your name once, but you got 2 sets, 2 scoops. And then Florals in Bloom is the class for today. Today's the 21st. And so we're just going to pick the very first one here at the top. And we get my mom would call this the gourmet card. The cat's hanging. Dear? The cats aren't in there. Okay, good. Sorry. There was a minor heart attack here. The cats were out and about, and Tyler opened the garage door, and I just wanted to make sure the cats weren't going to run out, right? We don't need any escaping kittens. You know, you give them a good home, you give them food, you give them love, you give them a place to poop, and all they do is still want to run out of the house. That's just how it works. All right, this is the card we call the gourmet card. You got 3 rhinestone cowboys in there, and a petunia that's embossed with the plaid embossing folder. You've got a petunia and blackberry flower, and these are all the dies are from the Pretty Florals. Oh, you guys, you know what I didn't do? I didn't show you really quick, because I do have the DSP sampler. So this launched in here it is, Florals in Bloom. This is the paper that we're featuring. Lots of colors that are out and about in this suite of products, and we used a bunch of them. In case you're looking for that DSP sampler, you guys, I still have a few left. So I have the book that shows everything, and the ruler. I have my beekeeper's guide, not handy at the moment. So you have your 3 Lost Lagoon dies, 2 leaves, and then the stem thing, and then you have this piece of designer paper. It's one of my favorites. And if you're looking at this, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, she shorted me. She didn't give me enough designer series paper. Well, yes and no. I did give you enough, but it looks like I didn't give you enough. What you're going to need to do is cut it in half, and you split it, right? And you could use a trimmer to do that, or you could just use your scissors. You don't really need a trimmer. You're not going to see the cut anyways. But what happens when you're kitting for 96 of this card in particular, you have to be strategic. And so we wanted it to be higher, but we didn't want to give more DSP, because we would have had to probably open up another pack or 2 of designer paper. So what we did is we knew we wanted it to be 4 inches tall. So by taking it and cutting it in half, it allows for you to still be able to maximize and get 12 up out of a sheet of paper. And then you won't see the middle, because you'll have this circle on the side there, like that. And then you'll have this flower on the side here, and that covers it up, all right? A little sneakery, or sneaky, but that's what we do when we want to be paper conservationists. You'll have a little foliage piece here that is out of vellum. Vellum is currently retired, and I did get a few packs of it right before it went out, and I continue to use vellum in our card making activities because I believe vellum is a staple, and it's very pretty. It adds just the right amount of frilliness to a card. You have your white inside, and then underneath here you have some extra silver ribbon. Now this is retired. I believe that it just retired. I feel as though last month it was current and it became inactive around the time that we were designing this class. So we still went with it because we had enough ribbon. And then this one, I am so excited to see this class. I've already copied 2 of the cards off the pictures. Wonderful, Brittany, that's awesome. Then this guy right here is from the Simply Elegant trim that was out from like 2 years ago. It was a combo pack that had silver and it had gold. You might have some of that left. That is what we used on that. And then you have your peacock base. So what you can do is make sure that everything is lined up and then go ahead and burnish it, right? So there's nothing holding us back to why we couldn't do a couple gluing things. So I'm gonna put glue here and I'm gonna flip them this way so that I just have to flip them back that way. So let's go ahead and glue that and this and get these things put together. So there's our plaid embossing folder. Now this one flips this way. You just have to remember when you cut it in half, which is the top and which is the bottom. And then this flips this way. All right, very good. Now this one, what we can do is take our dimensionals and we can pop this up and put it right onto the card already. And then I think what we'll do is we'll start doing our stamping. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I even sneaked Annette. Annette helped me cut the designer paper for this class. And I told her the measurement and I gave her the recipe card that said it was 4 inches. And she had to, it was really funny, she had to deviate and she had to cut it. She had to get a ruler out and measure it. And she said, nope, nope, it needs to be taller. So she cut a few of them that way. And then she started to second guess herself and she said, no, Christine had it a certain way. I should probably go back and double check this. And she went back and followed the measurements on here. So I'm glad she did because otherwise she would have cut it all up and we would have had not enough paper, right? And that's sad. We would have had to order more paper. So, and naughty Nancy would say, it's only paper. So hi, Yvette. I'm late, but watch the replay from the beginning. Perfect. Sounds like a fabulous idea. All right. So that's good for right now. We're going to do this guy right here. You guys are going to get this. And this is the Spotlight and Nature dies. I think I have to officially not use them as much. After using them for this class and using them for the Stamp-A-Stack and using them for the Beautiful Gallery ink, paper, scissors, I think my helpers hate them. Not hate them, but just don't ever want to see them again, right? Hate's a strong word. They're sick of these little things right here. When you do mass amounts of these circles getting die cut, you get these little pieces, all these little snibblins, they go all over the floor. And they stay on their die cutting machine and they just become a real pain in the boot-y. And I think I have to retire them for a moment in time because they are just over them. Okay, so enjoy them while you're using them right now. And we're gonna give them a break for a moment. So we need to do a little stamperooing. This is the perfect card to make into a wedding card. It's gourmet, if I must say. And we need some pretty peacock ink. And the sentiment that we're going to use is from the Beautiful Motifs right here. I think this is one of my favorites so far. I love all the little words. So we're going to use celebrate, 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 and wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime. And the peacock is the perfect ink because it shows off really nicely and it matches the base and it matches the circle that's around it. I did stamp this right in the middle, so centered top to bottom and left to right. All right, so we're going to stamp that. Light like that, perfect. And then on the inside, I've got celebrate like that, and then the little flowers. So grab the celebrate, move you over here. And put this across the top. Wonderful. And then we'll use that again later. There are flowers that we need to use, the stems. So I have these flowers and the stems are right here. So I worked on these with Jay, and she had them coming off the side like this. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. So I'm going to show you what it looks like going off the side a little bit. And then the other color that got pulled in here is Petunia Pop. I know it's Petunia. I like to put IEs on everything. So Petunia. And then the flowers are right here. So there's openings here for the flowers to drop in. And you just want to kind of get them staged where they need to go. Confetti, yes. Excuse me. So that's what it looks like coming off the edge like that. If you're somebody who likes things straight up and down, left and right, you might opt for it to look like that, but that's what it looks like going this way. All right, so that should be it for the petunias and our stamping adventures for this card. So we could glue this guy in. Oh, I'm also going to do the Rose Coleman trick. So if you're in Canada and you're watching me, this is the Sweet Bundle class. So you can reach out to Rose to see if she has any of this kitted class left, and she'll be able to help you out. We work together, and I design this class, and she kits it up for her customers in Canada, and then her Technique Club class she designs, and then I kit them up for people here in the States. So her trick is to let that marinate. Put the glue on and then let it marinate for a moment, and it'll get tacky and it won't be so schmeary then. So this one will get glued on the inside like that. Ooh, I got ink right there. Okay, so if you get ink on it, just grab that ink eraser, and you can generally lighten it up and remove it. There we go. Gone with the wind. All right, front, back on the track here. How would you do all these? Lots of putting this together. So first thing, let's just grab this. And it helps if you have a buddy at home where one person can hold one side and one can hold here, and then somebody wraps it around the middle. If you don't have a buddy, my buddy, you can figure it out. Let's grab our tweezers, and that helps hold the ribbon together here for us. And I'm going to tighten that right around like that. Now one is not enough, and it made my knot go all on the way on the side. I want it in the middle more. So we're gonna do two. Like this is a true old-fashioned knot. We're gonna do one more time. This silvery cord stuff is pretty wiry. Right, so make sure you go really tight. Once you're done with that, you can. And then, if you want less of a hoop up here or a Humpty Hump, you can always take this and slide it up a little bit and make it less or more, right? So you can always take your fingers and finagle it, get it to do what you want. Now my tails are going up and down. I might try to finagle them more left, right, like that. All right, so that's staged and ready to go. Our glue has been marinating long enough, so we can take this, and this fits in here in an exact certain spot. That certain spot is something like, let me look. Why reinvent? This guy goes right there. That guy goes like that. This corner over here rounds the edge over here, and it fits there. If it's here, if it's there. Okay, that's how it goes, okay? The main thing is I find this hump over here on the right, that guy, and that lines up right there, and then you can get each of those to kind of come out where they're supposed to. So that's staged and ready to go. So how would I put this together, right? Because it looks like, wow, how do you even start? Well, I know I want my label to go right here, and I know I want my label to be popped up, and nothing goes underneath it. So let's start by taking care of business with the little circular peacock one here. So we're just gonna pop that up. All right, so that's good to go. I know that it Where the intricate detail comes in, that needs to at least be off the edge here so you can't see that the paper is missing from the middle. And it is a little bit more north of the equator. There's less up here than there is down here. So I'm going to put that maybe right about here. You can see I've got 2 good finger widths here, and I don't have 2 good. So that's kind of like my tell-all tale there. That's about the right spot. It's a little bit north of the middle, right? But now some of this stuff is feeding underneath the circle, right? But I don't want to like guess at it all. So what I would do is I would take actually tear and tape. This is how I did this on mine. I took tear and tape, and you're going to put 2 pieces on it. And honestly, you guys, if you have an easier, different way that you want to do it, go for it. Like, nothing ever offends me if you change things up slightly. I just like to show you how I would do it. So I have here, and I might have wanted them more like this way. Let's see if I, yeah. So I didn't quite do them the way I wanted it to. I think it'll still work. But ultimately, I only want to put it, I meant to do them this way. I wanted to put adhesive here and here, right? And I completely didn't. So I'll be okay though. So I'm only going to pick off the top one though, right? Then I'm going to leave this one unscathed so that I can stick things in here underneath. So this is just going to help hold this down, and it's going to leave this side still open so I can tuck my things in. So this flower right here, is popped up on this side because we've got this peacock popped up, but then it's flat on this side. So ultimately this does tuck underneath here, and I've got this little Humpty Hump hanging out like right so that you can see it like that. So the main thing is that I want to put a dimensional here behind this one. So I'm just going to stick it right on the side there. And then what you can do is put liquid glue more on that side. So we're going to tuck that right back down in here. And I've got that little Humpty Hump, and I've got my flower at an angle. So I'm like not quite to the edge here. I've got about a little less than 1/4 inch from the edge there. That helps me kind of get a guide that I'm not going to go over the edge. I sometimes see, and people assemble things and then put them down. I like to put things right down onto where I'm working. Ultimately, you have this little vellum piece right here. That's going to stick up out of there. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But we have leaves, and we're not done with ink. I just realized now that we have a little spongerooing to do on our leaves. So Lost Lagoon, and you're going to sponge a little color. So they looked washed out. So by adding a little coloring to the edges, it gives them a little bit of oomph-da. Right, so just going around the horn here with treble horn. Right, and then this one too. Might as well do this. So not all of this gets seen. So we're just going to do the ones that are kind of closer to the edge. Again, it just makes them match the peacock a little bit better. The peacock would have been too dark. This way we get like the fine balance in between. So spongerooing is good to go. Now let's get back to the assembly mode. So I've got dimensionals underneath these 2 leaves, and we'll just use 2 big ones near the tips of them there. And then what I did is I put glue dots at the bases of them. Right, there's one, and here's one. So we'll tuck those in. So there is one off to the side here that kind of covers up on the plaid. So something like that. Put that one down first. And if you don't push it down hard, you can still pick things up and gently move them yet. And then this one, now you have a little bit of that paper that's still exposed that you can see. But when you tuck this leaf up in there, you'll definitely avoid seeing that. And that's going to go right about there. So I put glue in more the middle section, so it still allowed me to tuck it under the flower. Right, so there's that. Now, underneath here is where this little guy is going to go, and he's going to tuck there, or we might tuck him right in there. So I have it, yep, right on the top actually. So we're going to grab another glue dot and put that like that. I did pop that up. Okay, so what I did, I finagled my glue dots to be skinny, minis, like that. Just maybe 3 of them. How about that? 3 of these guys, really skinny. Now, If this is a little bit too much work, you could always put little dots of glue on them and glue them flat. But if you got the ability to add a little dimension here on the ends, definitely go for it. All right, there and there. That still has one on. So now what we're gonna do is gonna lift this up. It's gonna get caught on where that glue dot is, but you should be able to tuck that in there and go something like Mary. There, okay? And then you have that thing made, the bow made, and you have some vellum foliage pieces here. So you wanna grab glue dots for these guys. And this one, and tuck that in. I put it behind the purple, so we're just gonna lift this up. And I like things to look like they're coming up and over, right? There's our vellum piece. And then this last one is gonna get tucked over here too, like that. All right, I think now we're alone. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anyone around. And then this one is where the bow is gonna go. Got it like right about there. So that's gonna cover our words a little bit. So I'm gonna move this a little bit more, create a smaller Humpty Hump. And then this, now, don't forget, this is not tacked down right now, right? So because we staged the back of it with the tear tape, all we have to do is peel that off, and that holds it down for us. All right, and then this guy, go right there. And I put it so that the knot is down and my tails came out the back. So I'm still gonna go that route. And now, so that guy is being all wonky at me. So let's just see if we can adjust him. You wanna show him who's the boss, right? So I'm gonna just manipulate it. And you stick that right into there. Push it down real good. And then trim your tails. I did have it so I could see the silver, right? You know it's there. And then I've got the top one. It's a hair shorter than the bottom one. Perfect. Okay. Right? Now, this is kind of still sticking up a little bit. So just grab another glue dot and go right underneath here. And that will help hold that down a little bit. Now these guys, are they flippy floppy on you too much? All you have to do, put a little dot of liquid glue kind of like right there. Let it sit for a moment so it gets that tackiness to it. And we'll come back later and push that down. And then you should have a big stone and then two smaller ones. And we're gonna put a big in. And I have a medium instead of a small, so I'll put the medium over there. But you might have two smalls too. But put two opposite ones up there. And then you can put this guy here. And then now that might be, so until it's tacky, it might not stick down very good, but just push that right like that. And then what can we Stella? What would you do for a Klondike bar? You could Stella this edge here. Oops, see, he didn't stick, so he's not quite ready. But you could do, ooh, somebody left this Stella in prime condition for me. I wonder if Kelly did that. She rejuvenates the Stellas for me. All right, there's a piece of plastic on there. And if you wanted, you could probably Stella even your vellum pieces. Okay, so this one was probably the most tedious out of all of them, if I have to say, right? So just a little close-up of it. Definitely love it a lot. Go Team Peacock and Petunia Pop, right? And silver mixed in with it. Like, I would be excited to have a card like this that was sent my way. Yeah, very good. All right, so we showed you some trickeries and some sneakeries, and we got a pretty card made. All right. All right, so this guy can go away. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like that one. I love this one. Can't deny that at all. I love it a lot. All right. All right, all right, all right. Next on my pile, is the blackberry. This blackberry looks like this. So we used the Everyday Arches dies on this one. And you have the blackberry and then the white mats inside of it. And then we used the textured notes dies. And the thing with this is it's going to use these same flowers. So you're gonna have to clean them because we're going away from the peacock and using garden green. And we also use Celebrate. That is right here. So I might as well clean him right away. And then we also had the flowers, which are right here. So let's clean these. I only have one set of stamps, so I gotta clean them in between. Most people do have only one set of stamps, so gotta clean them. All right, so when you open this up, you'll have your purple gems. They're kind of blackberry gems, part of the purple shimmer gems collection. You have a really long piece of ribbon. So let's just take care of this right off the bat. It is what you need for both of these. And so you're gonna have to grab your ribbon scissors, and I would cut it so that you have at least a 1/4 inch on one side and then one on the other. And it might be closer to 1/2 inch, but 3/8, how about 3/8? If you cut that at 3/8, that leaves you this much left over, and this is what you're gonna use for your overhand knot. So we're gonna put that one over there. This is cut out for you with your the textured note die. And then we've got, you can see we cut the arch out of here, and our flowers will go here. You have a little arm that goes through, and then you have your 2 arches like that. And then a piece of white will be for your inside. And then you're going to want to burnish that guy. All right. I have a side note too. For those people who are doing the Autumn Creative Escape with me, one of my next things I'm going to focus on is calculating how many swap cards we need for them. And Jay was just asking me about it, and ultimately I don't think there's more than 12 in any one of the groups in case people are wanting to get started working, but I will definitely, it's on my radar to get that out to you by tomorrow. So in case anybody's wondering. So this has hello, 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 and that is in black ink, which seems like it's right up here. Okay, yep, I'm gonna use my white black pad. And we're gonna use the hello also comes from Beautiful Motifs. So I'm gonna do this first because on Saturday, I don't remember who it was, but I think somebody stamped the flowers up higher. You know, they stamped them down lower and then they put the hello at the top. So I want the hello. Hi, Laura Sullivan. We're gonna put the hello down here. Like that, perfect. That's it for the black. Now we need to grab the Blackberry Bliss and the Garden Green. And I would do the Garden Green. No problem that you're late. We're just getting on the second card right now, so we're not that far in. So we're gonna do, I think I cleaned it, yep. So Garden Green. And then we've got it so the stem is off to the left a little bit. And sneak it in right there. And then this is one where I originally had mine going straight, and then I saw Jay do it. She put hers off to the side, like kind of crooked like it. And so I thought that looked kind of nice. So sometimes I can deviate from my normal. It's like a bouquet of flowers coming onto the page. And then that should be it for the green. Now, hello, I think I just left that. Okay, Blackberry flowers are right, how come I can never see them? There, okay. We're gonna stamp these a couple times. You kind of line them up into the open spaces like that. Oh, the other thing I should put a call out for, we're doing the Autumn Creative Escape. It's in about a month now. Today is the 21st, a month from now, well, 21 days, like, so by September 21st, it's gonna be done. I am looking for 4 more people to do display boards for the escape. There are 11 new suites, and normally we have somebody that does a display for each suite. And I've had a couple people that normally have done them have said not this time, and so I have a few suites left. it's kind of got to be like, we need it here in person. So I know that Mary Lemke once did a display in a box and she mailed it here, and that worked out for that time. But if anybody is doing the escape with me and is interested in helping out by doing a display, you have to let me know. Now, it's the first time I have the displays not set, but I have all the presentation people figured out, which it's normally the other way around. So, all right, that's it for stamping. So just putting it out there in case anybody would like a fun, hopefully not stressful challenge of doing a display board. If you've done an escape with me in the past, you can know that it's the display that you show off the stuff from the suite and give ideas to people on. I'm going to glue the top of this, give people ideas of how they can make different projects and get ideas for using the suite. So we're going to glue that. We're also going to put glue on the back of this. We can glue this, right? And then we're going to glue this. So lots of things. Yeah, the blackberry is really pretty. So blackberry with freesia, blackberry with garden green. So this is going to go straight onto your card base. Now, I will say, I don't know. They didn't do the proportions correctly. Don't ask me why. There's less trim on the top and the bottom than there is on the right and the left, and that is just how the die is. They didn't ask me about that. I would have told them that they should have made the top a little bit shorter, right? And they probably have a reason, and I get it. I don't always know what those reasons are. Yvette said, I have to see the retreat. What would that entail? So what would that, okay, that's a good question. Now this arm goes across more south of the equator, so I have the luxury of holding this up here and getting an eyeball of where to put this. I will share with you what that entails. So we used to use a display board, and some people still do use display boards to put their cards up. Ultimately, it's about 15 cards and 3D projects and other like samplers, wall things, whatever you want to create to give people ideas. And we have, what we do is Kelly photographs everything. And we have, I'll show you from the winter creative escape. So winter creative escape 2025. So we create albums for everyone. And so like Julie Bierschbach and Karen Wetstein tag teamed it. They didn't want to do displays themselves, but they would do one together, which was super cool. So they split up the projects, and so they did different cards and different ideas. So they made a calendar card. They did this little pocket to put your adhesive eraser in. They made that card and that card and that card. So Kelly goes through that and photographs them. So for people, they made a box here. People who do the escape then with us will always have access to these different folders to go get ideas and inspiration when they are feeling not inspired. So they're different projects. So you can see they had 3D projects, they had cards. And so like another one is Jay Shante did Mixed Media Floral, and lots of cards. And then the display looked like that. And so it was all on a black board, and that would be really hard to ship though. That would be the only thing. So like, and then sometimes people will zhuzh it up, and like she did some scrapbook pages too, and a calendar card, right? So it's putting together a display, and there are 4 left. Okay, so like Kathy Miller did Hearts of Elegance, and oh here, she did some candy treat packages, right? So it's just a little treatsy thing like that. And she had a card like that, and her display, I don't know if we had, oh here, so she used an entire table to put her display together, right? It went on a card rack over there, laid out everything, and people will also put like the DSP sampler sheet there. And then she has some little decorations that the cats completely went crazy for. And so, yeah, so she used up a whole table and put a tablecloth. So you could go with the blackboard route, or in this case, you could, you know, that stuff would be pretty easy to mail all in a box. And if you take a picture of it before you ship it, I would ship it back to you then. So, yeah. So, yeah. It's Mary Lemke says, try it, Yvette. It's fun. Right, it is. It's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put tear and tape on the back of this. We're going to make our tear and tape sandwich. We have the one on the right here, which is what we're using. And we need 4 pieces. So I put them right behind where the arm is. And I think I need to cut a little bit off. So now this goes, I actually didn't put it directly in the middle either. I put it right south of the middle, a hair, just a hair. I was holding it upside down in case you were wondering. So this goes like that, like this, like that. Okay. Oh, I should have left those on because I'm going to actually pop this up. Pop it up, pop it up. I'm gonna put those back on because I don't want it sticking there. So we're gonna grab the dimensionals, and we're at a point where we need to start using the edges here. Perfect. Let's plop some of these guys down. So this will get popped up, and I think then it's almost the end for this card. All right, let's pick all these guys off. Hi, Gail Stefan. How are you doing? All right, so then these. Get picked off. One more right there. All right, so this will go down right into the freesia die cut, like that. I think that's good. And then what I'm going to do is slide this underneath here and just hold it off to the side for right now. It's just easier to do that now while this isn't on there. But now that I've got that done, I'm going to put this guy on. And I have it to the right a little bit more than the left. Centered top to bottom. Maybe like that. And then now that I've got this here, all I have to do is make my overhand knot. Just like so. Let's see. Depending on how you tie it, if you go under or over a certain way, sometimes the tails will go opposite ways. So I'm going to try this way. I was trying to get them to go more up and down. Like, oh, that'll work. And got it right next to that. So it makes it look like you tied it around and did the whole thing. I hope I am too. Yay. All right. So grab that ribbon scissors and you can trim your tails. And then for this one, I have a big and a small, can go together, and I've got them. So I don't know where to put it. I'm trying to figure out, because it's like right in the flower. Weirdness, kinda. I'll brainstorm to see if I can come up with 15 ideas. I can probably come up with easily 5. Oh my goodness, I'm sure you can. So what you could do is all the cards you gave me at convention, you could case all of those cards and just use the sweet products for them. I'll tell you what sweets I have available, all right? I'm just gonna put these guys over here. I have my little book. Let me see if I gotta figure out where I put my little book. There's 4 sweets that are left, okay? So we're gonna put this guy right there. And you could Stella. I mean, you could Stella these little flowers. Just know you have to wipe out the Stella brush tip. Oh, you could just go right over there and that will wipe it out. I'm gonna go see if my book is sitting over there. It'll tell me which ones I have left. All right, so we've got 2 done, yay. One moment, please. It's not where I thought it was. It must have gotten carried to the house. So, trying to think which ones are left. Oh man. I know North Pole delivery is taken. Mary's got Spooky Sweet. And the Painterly Pears is taken. I don't I think Floral Charm is taken. I want to say Peaceful Garden is like the one that was for Creativity Now, the Peaceful Garden, the Garden Peaceful Garden. So Yvette, I'll have to send you an email and let you know which ones are still available. There are 4 still available. All right. Yvette says, I will try my luck. Oh, you got it, girl. All right, the card that we're working on now is this guy. This one also has a little cuttering that we have to do on it because this flips up and then these sides go down, all right? So what you can do is grab out your little Tim and Tiger gems, and then you've got a little square, you've got that piece, you've got this stylish shapes square, and then a white piece like that. You have your designer paper. So I bet you're gonna love this combo too. That guy goes through the middle, that's on one side, it's on the other side. This is for the inside. You've got a little secret C ribbon that goes across. Now, I'm gonna burnish this, but we do need to grab out your paper trimmer. So I need to go grab mine, one moment. This, I like to use this trimmer for cutting this. Now, what happens is the two sides need to go flat and stay flat. You will do great. It's not bad once you get going making cards and 3D projects. Good idea, yes. It's not so bad. Good advice. You never thought you could do it a couple years ago. And now you're on your like third one, I think, Karen, right? I'm pretty sure this isn't your second. I'm pretty sure it's your third. So we got to cut the strips, right? The number is 1 1/16, okay? So go to the 1 and then do one more tick mark after. You're going to open up your card and you're going to cut from the score line up. So 1 1/16. I still haven't found, oh, that's what I forgot to order today. I forgot to order score blades. Dang it, Bobby. I can't forget that again. I can't find my score blade, but I found my baby trimmer. Looking for it. Okay, so 1 1/16, and then flip it around. So you could flip it like this, but when you use a cutter like this, it puts a rolled edge to it. So you feel it and you'd be like, oh, I feel that, okay? So you don't want to flip it like that. What you want to do is rotate it. But now when you rotate it, you can't move up here to do it. You have to come down to the bottom to do it, right? You got to line it up on this bottom edge. So the same thing I did on the top, I'm gonna do right on the bottom. 1 1/16. From the score line though, now I'm gonna go down. So I cut it with the top of the paper staying the top, and then that rolled edge stays to the inside. So you guys have to do this. Okay, third is right, that's what I thought. So you guys, you'll need to cut this. I did not have any of my helpers help me with this, right? So ultimately, we get glue happy, really glue happy here. So let's flip these over, and we're going to flip this over. We can put our arm through the middle, and let's do that all for now. So we've got that piece, these guys. You could case this card and put this one on the display with whatever suite of product it is that you're working with. All right, so there's that. You bought 5 packs of blades. Well, that was a smart move. All right, so when you put this down, you just want to make sure your corner stays nice and even on that side. And then on this one, bring it down and make sure your corner and your side stays nice and flush. Right, then this guy can go here. So by cutting it at a 1 1/16, that's how we set up these strips to be. If you only cut at 1, you'll just have a little less orange showing. So those will go there. This can go onto this piece. Oh, I love Secret C with Tim and Tiger. Oh my goodness. So pretty. All right, and then this guy goes in the middle. And if you're wondering if it's centered properly, all you have to do is grab out your ruler, and it's 1 1/2 and 1 1/2. Boom. All right. Better. They are on low inventory. Oh man, I just put an order in this morning. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna order then. Because you know, if you're gonna order, you might as well order at least $75 worth of stuff to get the shipping at, because otherwise shipping is always $7.95. So, all right, grab your Secret C. Not whining, just overwhelmed with ordering. All right, let's put this here. So you're gonna do your tear and tape sandwich. Gosh, I wish I would have remembered. I never added them to my cart. All right, and then you can pick these off. Oh, what am I gonna do? I popped them off. All right, one moment, please. I actually popped that up. Don't ask me why. And you could put it flat if you want, but I popped it up for some reason. So We're gonna pop this up. And you guys always, that's a personal preference. If you wanna pop it up, or do it flat, it's really up to you. We're gonna do one there, one there. All right, so let's pick these off. And, okay, that will go right here on the top. Boom. All right, it's a wonderful day to celebrate you. Now that comes from the set called Paper Tags, and it has a die set that goes with it too. Boom. And the color that we're using is Secrecy. And we'll use this, and happy birthday. So you could do whatever you want. It's a great day. There's many reasons why you can celebrate people. So you could put congratulations on the inside. So I actually drew happy birthday. It comes from Sweet Jar. But my other sample that I have as my second sample, I actually use the happy birthday that, oh man, the happy birthday that comes from the Beautiful Butterflies, which I don't even know if I have here. No. So the Beautiful Butterflies has a really nice happy birthday in it too. So you could use that. Anyways, whatever sentiment you want on the inside is perfectly fine. And then you're going to do this. It's a wonderful day to celebrate you. Let's just try right there and see what happens. Oh my, that's not bad. Okay. Well, I might just stay with that. Okay, I can live with that. All's good. And then in the pretty, what is it, Sweet Blooms, there's this guy right here. That stamp matches the paper, actually, this guy. So that's, it looks like this. And what you're gonna wanna do though, you either can go from the side like this, or you can go up and down. And I'm gonna go like this, and go across it. And you're gonna get to the end and you're gonna need another one like that. So it just creates a little texture on the bottom. You can use that as the focal image. And that would be it for the Secrecy. All right, so for this guy, what we're gonna do is glue and glue. I'm gonna make sure I get glue at the top and the bottom because there's a ribbon in the middle there. And I did that flat. Oh, I have an idea. I should have showed you guys this idea. One moment. So let's get this glued in. I put glue all over this. So that fits there. All right, I have a trick. What I had in my head that I was gonna do right now was just glue this down. I don't wanna do that quite yet. What I wanna do is actually pop this up. We're gonna change course, we can do that. We're gonna put dimensionals on here. I'm gonna show you what is awesome. We have this grid system behind or underneath here. You definitely want to use it for this. If you have grid paper at home, this is perfect for this. So find some section, right? This fits in, I've got line going there way at the end. There's a line coming out here. There's lines here. So this fits right in that grid system right there. So now we have this orange Timid Tiger piece and we want this to be centered. So where's the center? So if you go this, 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 in the middle of that one is the center. If that's too hard though, what we can do is just refinagle this. And now we've centered it. So you've got a half. You've got a half over here, a half here, a half here, and a half here. So now the middle is that point there. It's this point, and that point. Now what we can do, I'm gonna hold my finger here and I'm gonna drop this and hopefully get it so that the points all line up. So there's a point, 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 right? So use your grid system to help you line that stuff up. Then what you could do is put the glue in the middle, and then this guy will go right in the middle. Now you can eyeball all the way around and get that set up. All right, that's how I would get get it so it's equal distant, and then this back to the other side, back to gluing. Okay. And now I set that peak up and that one in the middle. Had I glued that secret C down first, it might not have come out this nicely. So that's why it was important to get it put together nice and even. So now the peak is there. I've got pretty much equal distance here, here, and then there, and everywhere. All right, so you have a big and then a small, and then you have a medium right there. And then there were 3. And you could Stella your little corners, triangles. You could Stella that and your ribbon. Perfect. All right, that's our 3rd card. And last but certainly not least, we have our springtime celebration card. It is a beautiful one. So far we've got Purplicious, Purplicious, and Expialidocious done. Okay, the last one. Thanks. Yes, I don't know, have you guys ever used your grid paper like that? Here's our bright and cheerful and sunny card. All right, it should be the last card kit that you have. And we've got a little bit more sponging for you to do. We've got yellow, they call me mellow yellow, and pink, melon mambo, and the granny, the apples that are the grannies in the green. All right, right there. Perfect. So that's what we need. Now, when you open this up, you'll have your butterflies. Put them right there. You have longer ribbon, right? So we've got that set up for you. That's that new strawberry slush ribbon. You have a little die cut that comes from the Kintsugi Inspirations, the Inspiring Inspirations. You could always order more in color paper for more paper palooza. You are so correct, Nancy. You're right. I was just, it's funny because I thought to myself, I'll just order paper. You always need paper, right? So there's that. You have 2 pink flowers and a yellow flower. And then you have that little die cut, this little die cut, and then this. So when you're gonna get this, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna think, oh man, what did she do? This is actually a piece of the die is from an umbrella weather maybe, and it doesn't quite come out. So we had Anna die cut this, and you're gonna have to do the assist with it. So just grab your scissors, and you're going to help it, right? So the die is only so long, but the piece that we cut for you is a little longer. We cut it a little bit longer because the embossing folder also shrinks it. So what I'm gonna do is come over here and just shape it to, no one ever knows that wasn't die cut like that. Now, in class last night, Judy Immel saved this, and she put it on her inside, on the inside white piece at the bottom, which was super cool. So you can throw it away or you can hold on to it. Now, this piece too is also a little bit taller than it needs to be. When we die cut it, Anna cut it really close to the top, which is perfectly fine, but I didn't necessarily want it that high. Like, I don't have it that high on my card. So I actually have it down here a little bit. Your call. Do you want it to be up higher and cover up more of your designer paper, or do you want it down a little bit lower? And if you want it down, all you have to do is trim a little bit off the bottom, right? Like Naughty Nancy says, they are making more of it each day, but they aren't on sale every day. I know, right? So that's, yeah, I wish everything was always on sale. So we'll come back to that. This piece too also needs a little help from you. Right now it's set up as a 3x4, and you're gonna need to cut it at 1 inch and 2 inch. So right now it's at 3x4, and so 1 inch off and then another inch off. Okay, keep them in order though, right? So that you can keep the flow of the pattern going. You have the pink piece for underneath, and then you have the white piece. So let's do a little burnishing of our edges here. And celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music. We'll stamp that on there, and we'll do that in the Melon Mambo number 5. So grab that little label. That goes right there. Okay. And then on our inside, we've got flowers. Okay, so celebrate for whatever occasion you want it to be. All right, I don't know if I've got something in here. Like it could be happy birthday, it could be like somebody's moving, it could be a shower card, it's really whatever. So I'll leave it be for right now. What we did do on the inside though is we stamped this stem. Well, we've got the pink ink open. I'm being like a squirrel right now, you guys. It's like, what do I want to do first? There's so much stuff. I'm just gonna sponge the edges. As long as I have the pink ink open, we're gonna give them a little contrasting color here. Hi, Kathy Showalter, coming in late. Better late than never. All right, so you've got those sponged. We're not done with the pink ink though. So one moment, let's go here. We'll get our green now. Complete with cat fur. Got it. Okay. I feel like a surgeon when I have to get the cat fur off the ink pad. Then we'll inky dinky do over here your granny apple for the stem. And then we'll go back to the pink. Now, you're going to need to stamp off. This is 2-step stamping. So the outline, and then put it like that. And then the detail goes over the top of it. Like that, okay? So now I can say that we're done with ink, pink. Oh my goodness, got it, okay. Sounds good, Kathy. I think that's it for the pink. Then we've got the inside, and again, you can do whatever you want. Green, as long as we have green open, we're gonna do a little bit of blending some ink on with these daubers. This gives it some extra texture. Perfect, and then you could also do, I don't know. I didn't do my stems, but you're welcome to. I'm gonna do them on this one, but I don't think I did them on the original sample. All right, so that's it for the green ink. And then you have, so many daubers got used in this class. Okay, daffodil, right here. Let's go around the edge. If you guys, in class last night, there were a couple people who found some die cuttings that were off. I hope that we stayed contained to the in-person community only, because we could fix that right away. But if you have anything that's off, just let me know if you can't die cut it at home. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's see here. We're going to glue. So I would put a little dot of glue right at the base of each one of these flowers, like that, and like that. And we'll just capture all these flowers. There's a pink on the outsides, right? One on each outside, and then a yellow in the middle. So we're gonna grab that yellow middle one first, and then we're gonna pick up the pink one. It goes to the back, like that. And then this guy can go there. All right, so that's that. Then what we should do, these guys are all in a row. I'm gonna flip them all upside down like this, as well as this. And let's get glue happy. Like that, like that, like that. Yeah, they are. They're so bright and cheerful. If you're looking for a great color combination, these are the 3 colors, and including white, to put together. All right, so these were flipped upside down. So I'm gonna grab this first one, and because I'm using liquid glue, I have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm putting my outer ones on first, like that, and then I'm gonna see once where the middle lies. It should be pretty equidistant, right? That you have the same margin all the way across. All right, so then this is gonna get popped up with dimensionals. And then we're gonna talk about this grass here momentarily. So this will go down onto the yellow. And I've got the same margin on the sides and then the top. Don't worry about the bottom. The bottom's gonna get covered up with the grass. So that'll go right about there. So now this is where we have to figure out the grass situation. If you put the grass up this high, you can play around with it. Your flowers would be right about there, and we'll talk about the stems later. So they're just a little bit lower than mine, right? But it looks thicker with the grass, right? When you put these next to each other, it's just a little bit bulkier with the grass, right? Up to you. Do you want to cut a little off, or do you just want to leave it? Your call. No problem, whatever you want. I'm going to take the trimmer and I'm going to just trim off a little, right? So it's up to you. I'm going to just trim about 1/8 of an inch off and see what happens. And see if that, so it's even just a little bit taller than what I have over here, but I could be okay with it. So what I'm going to do is, it's popped up here already, but I want to include a couple dimensionals right on the side here. So we're going to put one here. Well, I don't want it up too far. I'll put one there, and oops. Put the other one right over here, and I think I'm still okay for the height. Yep. And then what I'm going to do is put liquid glue along the bottom. And which side would I rather trim off? This is going to be a hair longer. When you emboss this embossing folder, it shrinks it just a little bit. So we wanted to make sure that you had enough and that you weren't going to be lacking in the greenery area. So I'm going to make sure it's lined up on my left, because I like that side better. And then what I'm going to do, make sure this is glued nice. I am over by that much, and that's not a problem, right? So we started it off at 4 1/8. I might be cutting 1/8 off, but I might be cutting a little less than 1/8 off. We figured that we had the measurement be a little bit longer so that you could always trim that if necessary, right? So now that this is all trimmed, now we can go ahead and put this right onto our Granny Apple guard base. Like that. Perfect. Okay. All right, now the flowers. You're gonna put dimensionals underneath the flower heads. And we're gonna put a glue, I don't know. I think I'm gonna just put little liquid glue. They're so skinny that I don't think it's gonna work so well to put glue dots. So if we just do a little bit of liquid glue right there and there, that'll help that stick down. Hi, Joy Moody. All right, so we're gonna tuck these underneath the grass. Kind of on the left side. Make sure you see as much of the stem as you can. All right. So there's nothing really here. I just realized that right now. I forgot. I forgot what I did. I put, okay, so this is not drying and it's not stuck. So I forgot to put a tear and tape along the bottom. It's all right. We can still do it. But if you guys haven't done your cards yet, I would recommend putting a tear and tape across the bottom here, right? That will help hold down your grass. There you go. See, now it's not gonna like come right off. I forgot about that. All right, now this leaf is special. There are 3 sections to this leaf. You have that side with those. You have these 2 over here, and then you have this little baby right there. So you actually have 3 sections. So we're gonna cut this side off. There's your one section. And then you're gonna cut this guy down here. So you have 3 sections, all right? It's all right, we're gonna make it work. So I would use actually liquid glue here. Yeah, that's probably too much, but it'll be okay. So this little guy, he's the last one to go in. So we'll let him sit for a moment and think about what he's doing. And then this guy, you don't need this long thing at the bottom. This one is on the left, right over here. Okay, and then this guy, he's gonna be on the right. Just be careful, you don't wanna put too much glue because it'll ooze through the creases. So then this, I'm gonna pick up this leaf and put it so that it's kind of like tucking and coming behind, like that. And now this little guy thought about what he did, and now he's good to go. And he goes right in the middle. So it fills in, and so you got a nice stem there, that filled in a little there, we got in the middle everywhere. Then our little celebrate, dance, and listen to the music. Hello, Anita Myers. It is a happy card. Lynn, you're so correct. I love it. All right, so we're gonna put 2 tear and tapes down, 2 turntables and a microphone. That's where it's at. We're gonna fold this guy so he's a little bit coming not on top of the other tail, and then this is going to go like this and comes out that side like that. Now this one is not like set, it needs help, so you're going to grab your tear and tape, put another tear and tape right there, and now it can come out that other side, back to the other side right there. Then I would pop that up with dimensionals. So let's grab these guys, do 1, 2 scoops, 3 scoops of Raisin Bran. And if something doesn't seem like it's going to stick very good, like that, that means it's not going to stick to the front of your card good either. So I would definitely enhance the gluing activity by putting a glue dot, a mini glue dot right in between there. Oops, see, that guy just came off too. So that will help that situation right there. This one needs that. Okay, let's stick this. Okay, I'm gonna cut my tails as long as I have it freestanding right here. So on this one I had the top one in behind. This one I have the top one in top. But I have them, one going that way and one going that way. And this goes right down here. Make sure your tails aren't off the edge. Make sure everything's set good. And then you have some butterflies. Oh, we forgot about this guy. So remember Judy said that you should use this. So it's a little bit longer than it needs to be. So I'm just gonna use my snips, snip that off. And if yours didn't save, it's okay. We didn't really intend for this. Buckle your shoe, right? We didn't really intend for this to go in here. It wasn't on our sample, right? But I also told Anna to not worry. We stamped that upside down originally. Do you see that? We stamped the flower upside down. So we figured it out though, that it needed to go that way. So this was just a bonus. If you have this and you want to use it, go for it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Boom, boom. It's a happy card. It made me think of that song. All right. Isn't that look awesome, having the grass growing in the... Perfect. Now make sure that's kind of nice and tight. Good. You got butterflies. Butterflies. We've got flying through the sky. The greatest of ease. Put one there, and let's put one right there. All right. Boom. Stella, Ella, Ella. Stella those flowers a little bit. Wipe them out on the pink flowers, that'll be good. And then migrate to the yellow, and then wipe them out. Perfect. You could do your stems a little bit. Do the grass a little bit. Perfect. Decent. Love it. I'll love it in an instant. We did it. We got all 4 cards made. I don't even think we started until 20 to 8. 20 to 7, 20 to 7. I feel like we had a lot to talk about, right? We got 4 of these awesome cards. You guys, I have lots left. So if you're watching this, you're catching this, and you're like, man, I wish I would have got these kits, don't hesitate to reach out to me. The class was $22 or free with a $60 order. And I have about 20, well, I should have 25 left now because I needed to sign up. Oh, man. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank, you guys. There's been a lot of words that have gone through my head in the last hour and a half. So I'll have to go back through my emails, and I know that Jean, shoot, that's who it is. Jean, we gotta get Jean signed up. So, and she did place an order to get the class for free. So I need to include her in the drawing for class tonight. All right, let me pull up my book. So we're gonna add Jean to it. I don't believe I had Jean on here. And I do know you placed an order to get it for free. So let's grab my pencil and give you, I don't know if I have my pencil over here. No, but we'll grab my greenie pencil. All right, so that means we had orders placed 15. Wow, very good, very nice. All right, let's grab the random generator. I will take a kit for this class. Oh, Luann Tripor, wonderful. Awesome. Okay, I love it. I'm adding your name right now. So, Luann, you normally get the DSP sampler for the holiday mini. You're going to get the holiday mini catalog one, I think. If that is the case and you want me to just mail that with it, it would save you $4 for shipping. So, you'll just have to, when you send me an email, just let me know what you'd like me to do. That'll be perfect. So, Susan likes all of them. Oh, you guys, yeah, I mean, they're all perfect. They're all great. They all look different too. What's so cool about them is that that paper is so pretty. I would have to definitely say the Flowers and Bloom paper is really pretty. All right, random number generator. So we think we said 15. I'll double check my number, but I believe 15 is correct. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the word generate. 2 scoops. All right, who's our number 2? 2 scoops is Deb Norman. Yay, Deb. You are the lucky winner of this Barbara Gobby. I had you on my class. Oh, yes, you're good. Perfect. Yes, I have Barbara Gobby on my list. I thought that you should have been later, but I snuck you in where somebody signed up twice. I had you on. Okay, forget I even said that, you guys. And I just had an aha moment, and then I didn't really need to have an aha moment. It's all good. So Lynn says the hello is her favorite. Oh, very nice. That's fine. Perfect. Okay. Yes. If you want to send me an email and just confirm that, it'll be perfect. We'll add it to the DSP sampler if that works. Oh man, we did it, you guys. It was 8 o'clock and we even were like just 5 minutes late. So we did good. So I'm going to hold off on doing Happy Mail from classes and all the good stuff. We'll definitely come back to that next week. You guys, if you missed anything at the front end, I did have a couple announcements and updates, and you can go back and catch that whenever it works for you to listen to them. And I will plan to do the showcase next week, Friday. I know on the last couple lives, I mentioned Thursday. I am going on Thursday, so I will plan to do the showcase probably most likely Friday morning or afternoon. I guess it just depends when I feel like I want to do the Happy Mail showcase. So I see there's going to be 2 showcases on Friday. We're going to knock them both out of the ballpark is what we're going to do. All right. And what else? Today is Thursday. So no live tomorrow, no live Saturday, no live Sunday. Monday is the 25th. Diane has ink, paper, scissors in person on Monday. And we have ink, paper, scissors online on the 28th, all right? So there will be that. And then Share, Create, Inspire got moved to the 27th at 1. And Rose Coleman is doing the Technique Club class. So if you're in Canada and you do the Technique Club class with Rose, she's doing it live on YouTube on the 28th at 11:30. And if you're in the US and doing the class, it's live on the 28th at 11:30. I have 1 kit left for those in the US if you're interested in it. I have 1 left. It was free with a $60 order. And that would take us through to the end of the month. And then we have Labor Day here in the States on the 1st, and it just blows my mind that I thought we were like going slower in August, and it's fast all of a sudden. So, but it's all good. All good. So, Yvette, we're going to have to touch base to figure out what suite you'd be interested in doing of the 4 that I have left. If anybody else is watching this later in life and would like to help out by doing a display for the escape, you'll have to let me know. We'll talk and make it work. And yeah, there are no more kitty spottings because Tyler came and he opened up the garage door and he has all the cats holed up in the house. And so I don't think there are any out here. I think that they're all inside, unfortunately. So, all right. Yeah, did you see the bumblebee balloon? Oh my gosh. So Gina Bulow got that for me for the party this past weekend. So it was super cute. So we had to put that back there. Yeah. Gotta show it off. Oh, and Nancy Mo would like to have a conversation with me soon. Okay. So we can probably chat pretty easily on Facebook Messenger. And I would say the best opportunity would try to call me tomorrow afternoon after about 2 o'clock. Okay. I've got stuff going on all tomorrow morning. And if you want to try me tomorrow afternoon, otherwise try me on Saturday sometime or even next week. So whenever, Nancy, and if you want to Facebook Messenger me, that would be great. And we can try to nail down a time or just randomly try calling. And if I can answer, I always try to answer. So, all right. I don't know. If I'm forgetting anything, I guess we'll be back with you next week. So you guys have a fabulous night. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs with me. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs. Thank you so much for stamping with me tonight. Did you see that? I merged 2 sentences together. That's what I do sometimes. And it's been great. Don't forget to reach out to me if you're interested in this class. All right, you guys. Nancy's out of town. So whenever, Nancy, you'll just have to let me know when it works. So, all right. No rush, right? No rush. So love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.